Hey everybody, Ms. Dietrich here helping you on question number 15 from practice test 10. It reads, Katie wants to shrink this triangle by multiplying its dimensions by a half. How will the area of the triangle be affected? There is a shortcut that I showed you in class, and if you know the shortcut, there's no need for you to find the area of either triangle. You can just go ahead and proceed. If you don't know the shortcut, you're going to learn the shortcut after I show you the long way, because I'd like you to see the relationship of the long way and the shortcut. So let's go ahead and find the area of the triangle that has not been shrunk by applying these numbers to this formula. So the base on this triangle is 10, and the height on this triangle is 5. We can easily take half of 10 in our heads. Half of 10 is 5, and 5 times 5 is 25. So the area of the larger triangle is 25 square inches. All right, now if we're interested in shrinking this down, half of 5 is 2 5/10. Keep this in mind right here. Half of 10 is 5. If we go ahead and find the area of this triangle, then we're going to apply the new base of 5 and the new height of 2 5/10 to the formula for area of a triangle. Now let's say you didn't have a calculator. I would suggest doing this next because we don't have any even numbers to take half of, and you would get this. And then you do 12 5/10 divided by 2. But since we have a calculator handy, let's also make sure we know how to use the calculator. 2 5/10 times 5 equals, see, we get the 12 2500ths, and we're going to divide that value by 2. Divided by 2 equals, and we get 6 2500ths for an area of the smaller one. Now here's what you kind of have to ask yourself. What do we have to do to this number to get this number? That's what they're asking you. Now let's just play around with the calculator a little bit and see if we can see any connections. If I take this 25 and I divide that by 4, I get that, don't I? Now remember, dividing by 4 is the same as multiplying by 1/4. Now for those of you who know the shortcut, we change both dimensions by a half. If we square this value, 1/2 squared is the same as 1/2 times 1/2. 1/2 times 1/2. That would give us this 1/4. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. So in other words, the answer to this question, how will the area of the triangle be affected? Well, it's 1/4 of the original dimension. And it wasn't even necessary that for us to do all this. If we know this shortcut of taking this value and squaring it, then you can just go ahead and do that every time and you'll be correct in your answer. So you're going to say something like the area is 1/4 the size, the smaller one is 1/4 the size of the larger one would be a good answer. All right, good luck finishing that up.